Greetings, nerds! So, this video actually I wrote a script for. Yay! And it's edited! Yay! Anyways, for acrylic paint, you have four primary components: solvent, pigment, binder, and additives. It is not just pigment and binder like most people claim, including ChatGPT. With oils, you'll have five categories, which the fifth category is going to be dryers, but I include that as additives, uh, despite it being its own category. But we're dealing with acrylics here today. The solvent is a liquid that suspends the pigment in resin. It will roughly be around 50% of what an acrylic paint will contain. When it evaporates, it leaves a paint film behind. This is a material that you reduce when you want to increase pigmentation. Generally speaking, this is going to be water. Sometimes it might have other things in there, but it should contain just pure distilled or deionized water. The binder will typically contain water as well, and you can buy binder and already mixed up. However, in its raw form, it's another mysterious white powder. Once again, don't snort it. Typically, it will be a resin, and most will be a blend of polyurethane and acrylic, which turn out to be two different things. Polyurethane being a mostly meaningless term because it just means multiple carbamate links and is mostly used as a marketing term. And it may or may not actually contain actual urethane. Generally speaking, it will, but not all the time. The binder will be up to 30%, with some cases like in house paint or a high solids gel where it will be up to 45%, maybe higher. This is going to be an emulsion or a dispersion. The binder in paint, the more it contains of it, the glossier it will be. A little fun fact is that most glues and paints are very similar, chemically speaking, as you will see a lot of overlap with polymers within both glue and binder. Two-part epoxy glue is going to be the same binder as a two-part epoxy binder, as an example here. And remember, a varnish is not a binder and does not support pigmentation very well. And a binder should not be used as a varnish. There are very few exceptions to this rule, and most binders that are listed as can be used as a varnish aren't very archival, or it means they're non-yellowing. For pigment, you have two types. You have a prime pigment, which is your primary colored pigment, and then you have your extender pigment. The prime pigment is what gives it its color. The filler pigment does things like give it added opacity, change the sheen, and other things. The filler pigments are going to be things like chalk, talc, gypsum, baryite, silica, magnesium silicate, and in certain mediums, they do not have that much coloration to them. If not, they are transparent. Like in oil, chalk is going to be transparent. In acrylic, it will help with opacity, but it will provide a chalky texture and change the sheen into matte due to its particle size being much larger. Silica is much the same. It will help with opacity, not as much as chalk will, but its micron size is, as you can see on the label here, 30 microns, making it larger than most pigments. So this will help with a matte sheen. When pigments are manufactured for paint, they are typically mixed with glycol and to form a paste. With this, you can form a pigment dispersion, also known as a liquid pigment concentrate, by adding water and surfactant. In order to get a matte sheen, you have to use additives or filler pigments. In industry terms, this and the binder are called volume solids. A good paint will have more volume solids, and a cheaper paint will have less. An example, student grade versus professional grade. The last part of what's in paint is the additives. These are arguably the most important part of it. What they do is enhance the paint's properties and assist with manufacturing, self-leveling properties, ease of flow, better application, effect sheen, shelf stability, preservation, and overall help with the quality of paint. These additives can be anything from a surfactant to a thickening agent like Lapinite RD, a matte agent to a biocide. This is the most diverse and complicated category of why acrylics are actually quite difficult to make and understand. Hopefully this video was educational enough for you and it wasn't boring. Anyways, thanks for watching. There will be some links down below, like the Ko-Fi, if you want to help with paint reviews, and the Twitch. I do live streams on YouTube and Twitch on the weekends, most weekends. So, once again, thanks for watching, and something I don't know how to end correctly.